I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes only to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all being here. My name is God. This is Creating Change. Hey, y'all ain't gonna believe what I found. I've been meaning to share this with everybody, and it was one of them things that kind of got put up in the closet here at the house. And Courtney, she wound up carrying me. She carried in this thing for me. I just like this kind of stuff, but you know, it's a Hank Williams uh, on stage album, and you know, I'm not really interested so much in playing it as much as I am just kind of putting it on my wall as pretty cool art. But you can see that's pretty neat, man. Uh, but yeah, she come carrying that in for me, which I thought was pretty cool, man. Um, but yeah, guys, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half, something like that. And the reason why this brings me to mind of it is because it's one of them things. I guess to some people it might would be worthy of just chunking it and being done with it, whatever. Well, me and my boy, we ride out here to the dumpster, where, everybody, it's like a play. It's not at the landfill itself. It's just like an offshoot of the landfill. And then they take it on up to the landfill and everything. Uh, had to had to do my noise cancellation. But anyway, we went there to throw our trash out, man. And, I'm not one to get in no dumpsters or anything. Some people do, and I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. I don't care. But they say you're not supposed to do that around here, so I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying I don't give a flying hoot if somebody does. But anyhow, we're out there, and like I say, I don't know nothing about anything. They were set right beside the dumpster, right? So I can hardly pick it up, right? Anyway, it is a huge collection of baseball cards, all different sorts, front, back. Look, I'll just pick up the whole. Look, look, look. It's a whole, and it's full. It's full. There might be a couple of them missing. I'm sure there is. There's a couple of them missing. Oh, and we went through them a little bit as far as just looking through the pages and everything. But it was just unbelievable to me that somebody would find it worthy of throwing something like this away. Whether it's worth, I mean, they may not be worth that much or anything, but daggone, it's an awful lot of, awful lot of baseball cards and stuff in here. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how many of them it is, but I mean, it is just all sorts of them, all different sorts of them. Like maybe somebody out there in the world knows that maybe watches this one day and be like, "Hey, man, they give you $1 billion for it or something." I don't know. I can't hardly. I'm so blind. I can't. I'm not really blind. I just can't see in this light. But looks like Ken Griffey right there. That one, I don't know. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna pull that. I mean, I reckon they're mine now. So, let me get it out here. Let's see. Ah, Harold Reynolds. Thought it was Ken Griffey. I couldn't tell. Looked like him though. I don't know. I don't know what's what. Basketball. There's some basketball ones in here. Duke, Dale Ellis, Glenn Rivers. Charles Barkley. One of him. I don't know, man. I just was amazed. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I thought that was a pretty good find, but yeah, that was this past year. We just happened to be out at the landfill, and they were sitting right there beside the dumpsters. I didn't go in the dumpster to get it. They were sitting outside of it. I just picked them up. I thought, well, somebody might have already went through and got all the ones that was worthy of anything right then. But I guess you never know what they might be later on in the future. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the only one. There was two of them. Two of them. Like that. Plumb full. Baseball cards. I think there was some other kinds of cards. There's some, basketball. There was some race race cards. Yeah. I couldn't believe it though. Like I say, it's just one of them things winds up in the closet, just sitting there, but at least they didn't get thrown away. I would say somebody else would have picked them up too though. I mean, that's one of them cases where I couldn't really let that opportunity pass me. So I grabbed them. I might one day be able to go through them and make hiding or hearing out of them, or maybe somebody that knows something about them will know more about what. But to me, it's just better than being in the trash. And as for my record, like I say, not really too much. Not worried about so much listening to the actual record. I'm going to, I guess, but it's more about just having the thing to put up there. Just thought it was pretty nice artwork, so I just grabbed it, got it. You know what I mean? But that's pretty cool. Uh, Made me think about those old baseball cards. Oh, that was uh, that was one of them times. I mean, I'm the kind of guy though that like I could go get me a gold bar, and by the time I got somewhere to actually sell it, it would it would drop in value, and I'd lose on it because that's just the way that game is played for me. But you know, never know. Might be a card in there that somebody looked over there because I could tell that somebody went through and snatched a couple. I don't know what they might have got out of it, but they took a couple cards out. I'd say the ones that they knew was truly worth something because it's an entire collection. It's two big thick notebooks and they're in the little sleeves and everything. May not be worth anything in money, but history it's worth something. I mean, whatever, right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Just one of them times you find something and you think, man, well, no matter what's in, I mean that was pretty good. Pretty good to not somebody set them aside up there to, I guess, in hopes that somebody would see them that maybe um maybe would keep them and not throw them away. Well, I ain't throwing them away yet. You know, I, you never know what the future might bring, but as for now, just gonna keep them. Kind of, they're not in my way right now. I mean, they are kind of in a nasty notebook. They're not in the best of notebooks, but who cares? Who cares, right? I mean, the cards are still in the sleeves and they're in good shape, so you know, nothing being destroyed. What I always think about is what if somebody hid something in between two of the cards and it was like, you know, something that on like in their mind only they would know of. And like what I mean? Like what if somebody folded up some red letter bills or something in between one of them or something like that, something that was worth some money or whatever. I mean, you never know. I'm not saying but there's a lot of cards in there. There could be, maybe you know, might be some kind of awesome little tidbit of future information hidden in there somewhere. But no, I just couldn't believe it that they were laying there and they hadn't been rained on or hadn't been, messed up yet. So I grabbed them and got them. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. But and I hope everybody had a good St. Patrick's Day. I didn't really do anything to really speak of. We had a little bit of a cold. Still kind of, I mean, I feel fine, but just head kind of congested and everything. So man, it was wasn't like we were going to be, and it was just so bad. It was just the weather was bad. Uh, so it was like nah. I mean, what wouldn't have went out and drank anyway. I don't drink anymore, so But I don't fault nobody that wants to go out and have a good time. St. Patrick's Day is it's a fun holiday. You know, I like the ones where you don't necessarily go overboard trying to buy each other a bunch of random ass, you know, gifts that probably don't want you just go out and have a good time together. Maybe go eat some dinner, or maybe just hang out at the house, or everybody's happy with a colored, beer. Get a green beer, and you celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Unlike some of the other holidays, it feels like that you're expected to maybe spend twice as much as what you normally do, but you don't make twice as much as you normally do. It's like it's a weird time. Christmas is always weird like that because I love Christmas. I love Jesus. Um, and I love the celebration around, just acknowledgement of it. But I hate the way that we have commercialized everything so much that sometimes it makes you feel like your people lose track of what it's really about by trying to buy each other a bunch of gifts that they, you know, really don't even want. So, or maybe they do want, but didn't really like. Man, I didn't need all that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like that. Like when somebody gets you a bunch of stuff and you're like, man, I didn't need all that. But you don't look a gift horse in the mouth either. It's not like gonna do a whole lot of complaining or anything. It's just like sometimes you're like, man, I don't expect that. But that people know that they just like to give, which is it's always nice. It's cool. But St. Patrick's Day is one of them where seems like everybody's kind of happy with just going out and having a good time, and like I say, maybe drinking a green beer or something. And that's celebrating. So I can get down with I can get down with either or. If somebody wants to go all out on it, then go all out. Fly over to Ireland if you want. I don't care. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. For me, I don't go all out on the celebration part of it. I just enjoy it. Just enjoy the whole kind of atmosphere around it. Just was a fun. It was a fun holiday. St. Patrick's Day is a fun holiday. But yeah, man, I just didn't even. I wanted to come on live, but I'll be honest, man, I just didn't even feel like it. I didn't. My head and everything's just been congested. Did not feel like it. I knew that. Now I felt like it this evening. It was and the weather's starting to straighten up a little bit. Courtney's kind of had a little bit rougher way to go with it than I have. Seems like I didn't really get what you call sick. I just got kind of scaled back a little bit. Like, got that head congestion and kind of had a headache yesterday and the day before, just felt run down. But I wasn't like super, like I told Courtney, I don't like to claim anything because then it kind of makes you feel like you're giving it power over you. So, uh, I wasn't really sick. My body was fighting off something, and it could have been, getting the chickens, and it could have been, just new environments, or my wife works at the VA, so you know, being around sick people, you're gonna eventually get sick. But we all must have a pretty good immune system because we don't get sick too often. Uh, not what I call sick. This wasn't what I call sick. It was just kind of run down. But that temperature, man, it was one day it was 70 degrees, and then by that night, man, it was freaking cold, and the wind started blowing, and it was icy. It was like being thrown back into the winter pits and being stuck there for another couple days. But it's starting to fare up good around my parts now. It was windy as a sack of buttholes for a couple days, and our power blinked quite a few times, but it never did go out and stay out. My mom and dad and them, they got a generator down there. Their place is just right down over there. And when the power'd go out, their generator, it kicks on pretty much, you know, within seconds of the power going out. Well, it wouldn't no sooner kick on that the power would come back on, and it was just windy and probably shaking them uh power lines, into branches or whatever. I don't really know, but luckily we didn't lose our power. But it was cold, man, especially after getting warm like it did for me. And them chickens, man, they didn't want to come out. They're like, man, heck with all that. And then it got cold. And our eggs, we get, well, we usually get, about seven and 6, 7, 8 eggs. And then they didn't really lay any eggs. Couple, I think there was one. There might be two or three. There might be a couple out there from this evening, but earlier today there wasn't but one. But it was so cold that like they just stopped. It's like they're like, "No, I'm gonna keep that." You know. Now it's getting more. A couple warm days, they'll start laying some eggs out for us again. I like having them fresh eggs, guys. Nothing like it, man. But you know, it's a mental game too, because I just feel better eating it. In my brain, it just makes me feel better. I mean, whether there's any more nutrients in it or not, I really don't know. I do know this though: the yolk of them fresh eggs is a hell of a lot bigger than what you'd get out of a store bought egg, and I don't know if refrigeration has an effect on that. I don't like. I put mine on the table too. My mom and dad and my sister ordered me uh one of those baskets, a basket for eggs, but it looks like a chicken. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have carried it in here so I could show y'all. But they got me one of them, and I put mine on the table right there. I don't, you know, I just like to pick them right up out of that bowl, and I've ate eggs every day since the chickens since we started getting them. About have to though when you're getting 5, 6, 7 eggs a day. It's a blessing though. It's fun. I like the chickens. I like having the chickens, and my dogs don't mess with them. Thank God, my dogs don't. They don't. They like to play with them. They like to just you know play, but they don't try to hurt them. They're not trying to do anything like that to them. So I'm thankful for that. My last dog, as y'all probably know, that anybody that's here, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. I ain't really paid attention to who's here and who's not. Uh, but my last chicken's my other dog. She's dead now, Lulu. But she was such a great dog, but she was weird. She was just weird. My best friend tried to keep her for us one time, and he's good with animals, man. He's got dogs and everything, and I just trust him wholeheartedly with anything, really. But she just couldn't get along with his other dog, and it was just odd because she wasn't like mean natured. You didn't think, but I always told everybody there was times when like she'd be in the pen out there, and she didn't like the UPS truck. Now the other truck she barked at, but not in the same way. Well, that UPS truck, when it would come, she had a different kind of bark that was kind of like to me. I could just tell the difference. Like, and I told everybody, I was like, man, I didn't want her getting out anyway, just to keep her out of the road and everything. But I didn't know quite 100% for sure that she wouldn't bite somebody. No, I don't want no dog that's going to bite no. I don't want I don't want to take a chance on that. And I really, honest to God, did not. I just didn't trust her like that. I just didn't. I wanted to, but she wasn't trustworthy. She killed 9 of 10 big old Rhode Island Reds, man. Killed 9 of them at one time. Yeah, man. But that's one of them deals where I just didn't know, and she had been raised right beside them chickens, so she kind of knew that they were. They were babies. They were part of the crew, but she did not like them. But my little beagle dog, Bugs, man, he's awesome. He don't want to hurt nothing. He just wants to chase something. But as far as actually catching it and killing anything, he don't want to kill nothing. He just likes to have something to smell out. You know what I'm saying? Like he likes to have something that, like, I feel like in my heart, I don't know if I'm right or not, but I feel like in my heart, just watching him, that he enjoys having something to go find, because I let one of the chickens that was getting eat up for some reason, man, there was the one rooster just kept digging her back of her neck bad. She was real bad. And she hadn't ate for a couple days when I first got him here. And I noticed she hadn't come down off the roost and was looking poor. So I went out one morning, that morning, and I just decided that she'd be better off in the yard with me. We'll see what happens. So I, introduced Bugs to her and introduced Winnie, our little wiener dog, and they like to bark at her. They don't. She knows now. Just after a few days, she knows all they do is bark. And Bugs just likes to go hunt her. Just likes to go smell her out. And once he smells her out and finds her, then he's pretty well happy with it. So, you know, it's a win-win. They enjoy it. They get right over in the chicken lot with them. They don't even offer to. All they want to do is see if there's a piece of bread that they can maybe steal off of it. That's all they want. They don't want to hurt nothing, which I'm super thankful, because now I know that, once the chickens are here for several weeks, then if I want to and I'm out there messing around, and, I can start letting them out and letting them, run the yard just a little bit. And I know that Bug and the other little dog ain't going to attack them and ain't going to, do nothing ignorant or nothing, that, because it's not like I couldn't stop. I could stop them after they're already done what they're going to do. I mean, he's fast enough that, I couldn't catch, like, if he was doing it, he'd already have one of them killed before I could get to him. So, but thankfully he's not like that. So I'll probably start letting them out. But wanted to, while it was on my mind, gonna send out some good thoughts, good vibes for all my members. Brother Clint, thinking of you. Miss Patty, what the quack. Gonna be getting some different emojis and stuff for you guys to pick from and maybe help choose and all that. I'll get something worked up here in the next day or so and have them ready to maybe, get some feet, whatever, however we do it. It doesn't matter, however we do it. But I appreciate you guys, and I thank y'all. I've been a little under the weather this past weekend. Not trying to make excuses. I'm just giving you my reason as to why I wasn't on very much. Didn't share a whole lot, man. Just didn't feel. I mean, I wasn't sick. Just didn't feel up to par. Uh, and it was just so cold and nasty. So anyway, that's my reason. But I'm here as I'm supposed to be on Wednesdays. I couldn't do vertical. Um, I had to do horizontal only. I don't understand. There's this feature that you can do vertical and horizontal, but it would only let me do horizontal. So I don't really know what that is. Hey, brother Clint, I see you in the house, man. Shout out to you, man. My only friend this evening. I'm the only other person here. I could just called you and said, "What's up, man?" Shout out to you though, man. I was just saying, I don't know if you was even here or not. I was getting over here. Oh, but I'm gonna get some emojis and stuff made up and get them shared out and work on that, man. I hope you're doing good, brother. Uh, Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, man. It's been one of them weeks for me though, dude. It's like when it dropped down cold that first evening that it dropped down like it did, cold wise, seemed to just set me into a I don't know, man. I guess in my heart of hearts, there was a piece of me that had thought, man, and we done made it through the rough part of man, and then that one hit, and the road was all bad, and it was all cold and icy, and we got the water dripping and hoping it don't freeze, and all this kind of nonsense, and you're like, man, I thought we made it through this, but hopefully this time we've made it through it, man. I don't know. And this is the first little time so far in the past couple years. Well, since last season, I had a couple days stretch where I had some, a little bit of like congestion. And this past weekend or Sunday, I think Courtney was kind of sick Sunday. I think kind of not feeling good, not sick. She just wasn't feeling well, and then it just gradually kind of came on her. She's took it on a little worse than what I have. I don't feel I my head hurt me. My nose was all congested. My throat feels kind of scratchy, but I'm not run down sick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Jai? Hey, man, what's happening, brother? What's going on, my friend? Man, we're just hanging out, dude. Hey, I see you, just Kayla. I see you. Shout out to you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, just doing my weekly live hangout with everybody, man. Been a little bit under the weather. That's a better way to put it. I haven't been sick, but I haven't felt like a spring hatchling, but I think it had a lot to do with this just the weather and just all that. But my wife has been not feeling super 100%. So, she kind of with the head cold and her nose and just set her throat and stuff just didn't feel good. So hopefully she gets some rest tonight. She said she didn't rest well the past couple nights. So, you know, like I told her, I said, whether I'm mad at you or not, I could be mad at you and I still want you to get a good night's sleep because that's the worst feeling in the world is to lay down at night and want to get some rest and be tired and not be able to sleep. Man, I have dealt with that my whole entire life. Now, as I've gotten older and gotten a little bit better about taking care of myself as far as just not abusing stuff, then I do better with it. But I still struggle, man. I hate those nights where you're stuck in the stare, just looking stupid, and you know, there's nothing for me. There's nothing I can do but just go ahead and wake up. That's all. I mean, really. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're getting well, man. Let's see. Let's see. Let me pull that up here. I left at 5 a.m. this morning, and it was 21 out. I was like, shit. Thought this was 2027 issues now, man. No doubt, dude. That isn't, man. I mean, is it? Do you feel it? Do you know that it's better? I mean, I guess it's my question in my mind. Now that you're done, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Um, yeah, Josh, I tell you what, man, it was one of them things. For me, it didn't hit Not knock on wood, man. I mean, like you could wake up feeling like crap tomorrow. Um, but now Courtney, she got a little bit better dose of it. Seemed like than what I did. I still feel a little bit stopped up, but I don't feel. You know what I'm talking about. You don't really feel bad. It's just like I sure wish my nose would stop feeling like there's pressure right there under my eyeballs and right there in my cheeks. But I don't really feel like I did day before yesterday. Day before yesterday, I didn't feel really all that hot. Just kind of under the weather. Let's see here. Okay. Walking a bit better. A lot of pains are leaving it. Left, still some issues, but everything. Man, that is so awesome to hear, dude. They have come so far with that kind of stuff, man. I mean, I'm just thankful that it's at the time that it is, because in our lifetimes, Clint, we have went from some things unfixable 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, that now are 100% fixable. And that's a blessing. That's just super awesome to be able to to see that, The surgery surgery itself is a bit sucky. Base of skull hurts, throat hurts, swallowing hurts. Meds help though. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll go away. That'll go away quick. You know, that'll go away quick. Hopefully that'll go away quick, man. Well, I'm just super glad that it's over with, man. Because that's the thing, is like, once it's over with, no matter what's happening, you're on the mend. You're starting, your body's gonna start working to get better, and do what the doctors say. That's anybody that gets surgery. I know sometimes you want to rush things, or for some of us, I know with my hip replacement, if I was to be super honest about it, I could have gotten 10, 15 times more out of it, 10, 15 times faster, if I would have strained a bit and pushed through some things. Um, because I have found that over time, making myself do things that was uncomfortable at one point helped me get past and do better. And I'm finding the same thing with this teeter hang up. I had to text Zach the other morning. I hung on it. And well, Zach and Josh both know, man, they're personal friends. I mean, I got a weird spot in my back, and I got a curve in it. I can't do nothing. But I try to straighten up. I try to stand up proud, but my back is truly like, it just doesn't. I can't. I fight it and I fight it and I try to stand up. Well, there's a spot in my back that I've only been able to pop it like two times in my whole life, and both times it was paralyzing for a few seconds. It was a super sharp and quick pain that come all the way around into my underneath my rib cage, and like electric feeling. But then it would also start to subside immediately, but it would take seconds. It would take 15, 20, 25 seconds for it to completely subside, where I could get moving and like feel. Well, I got Courtney got me a teeter hang up. I forget what the numbers are on it, but it's a nice one. It's a good one, new one. And I've been using it, and I don't want to say exercising, because it's not exercising. It's more about relaxation than it is exercising. But man, you know, I just forcing myself to hang on it and giving a little more and a little more, and let gravity do its work. The things that was hurting a month ago, trying to do it, excuse me, now I can tell that it just opens right up. And then there's that spot in my back that there's been a couple clicks that it's not the pop that is is probably needing to happen, but it's working on it. And I can tell that it ain't gonna be long that's gonna start giving way and pulling free. Cause you gotta relax. And when you got a little bit of back trouble, man, sometimes it's just the way that, man, open it up like that, it'll send a shock around. It's weird. It's weird. Um, not. I mean, not in a. It's been a good thing letting gravity kind of do its thing, but um, let's see. met this doctor last Tuesday. He changed my life a week later. Man, man's my current here. No doubt, dude. No doubt. I mean, and the things that they can fix now and the way that they can do it. Like being able to go in through your neck. I mean, you know, I don't, I don't even think I have a tool that would be right to use to do that. So you about have to go to them, and seems a bit dangerous. There's a lot of stuff in there that matters. I'm not a doctor or anything, obviously, or nurse, or any really qualified to do anything, but I can pretty much say that I don't think it doesn't seem so easy from my standpoint, but they make it easy these days, man. They just dig right on through there. I mean, it's crazy. And then fix something and then come back out. That's awesome though. That's so awesome that they're able to do those things. And I mean, medicines that's come available and things like that. There's a lot of really, really, man, thankful for you. I'm thankful for a lot for everybody that's been able to benefit in some type of way. Medical science has its ups and flaws and everything, but thank God we do have some really uber smart people out there that make it a life journey to learn about that stuff and try to heal people or help send people on the healing path. And that's pretty darn awesome, man. So yeah, I'm super glad to hear that, Clint. I really am. I wasn't gonna say nothing about it unless you said something about everything, but I am just super glad that you was able to get that done and it not be forever waiting. Because sometimes that shit right there, man, somebody be in misery and they're like, we can get you in next year. Will 9 in the morning be good? And you're like, I don't know if I can make it till next. Like I'm telling you, I'm here now because I was miserable and couldn't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man. But that's how surgery is. Like, I think it was like, I think when I went to the orthopedic out here, Dr. Azzo, I think it was like 2 months. I think from the time maybe three, might have, I might be wrong about all that. Might be a little bit longer than that. Might be a little bit shorter, but right around 3 months, and I was having a hip replaced. But it was crunched, man. It was ruined. It was so ruined. I'm thankful that I waited till I did, because of the medical science, man. By the time I had mine done in 2000, then they had the ceramic ball and titanium rod, which it should last me forever as long as I don't get hurt, as long as I don't do nothing stupid, fall or anything like that. Um, it's not going to wear out like a concrete cast tip. Uh, so I'm super thankful for that. But man, my teen years, I was stoved up, man. You know, I couldn't move around good. It sucked. Zachary, man, he was a huge part of my life at that moment. One just because of circumstances and us moving here to Virginia, and just man, I needed him, and I like to think that at that point he needed me too. And man, and then just all of a sudden it was like, yeah, I got married young, and then just in a couple years, man, I wasn't felt like I was young and vibrant in my brain. My body didn't want me to be, and then for a little while you was able to kindly limp through it, and then man, when it just stopped, it stopped, bro. It just stopped moving, stopped working, stopped doing what it was supposed to do. And that sucked, man. You know, like I I was super glad to get that thing fixed, but didn't realize how much work it was going to be after allowing my body to get so weakened before I got it done. You know, I'd limped all my life. I'd limped since I was 15 years old in some sort of way. I could still run, still jump, still do all that kind of stuff, but I had a limp and I could feel it. And then, man, it just was like, you know, once it didn't feel like it was fast at the time, but man, it only took a couple years of, you know, working construction work and just trying to live life, and it just didn't make it. It didn't work, man. It didn't work. It crunched, man. They're miracle workers and a group of best nurses ever. I'm so glad you feel that way, man, because you know a lot of times people have bad experiences and they get a lot of attention, and I just know how hard my wife tries to do a good job, and that goes for no matter what it is that she's doing. But uh, like at the nursing home, she worked there for 20 years uh, as a CNA. Hard job, guys. Hard job. Shout out to all of the beautiful CNA people out there. They're the ones that really keep our nursing homes clean, sanitary, healthy, our people took care of and loved on. I'm telling you, man, the CNAs, the LPNs, RNs, it's not the doctors. And it's a lot of the CNAs do a lot of the real grunt work, and all of them would admit that. All of them, with any type of honesty, would admit that. But my wife, she worked doing that, and man, I have seen her, and her mom's been there 50 years, 50 some years. Um, but they literally would be crying over people, and at first for me it'd be like, dang, who died? Like man, who? And it's a patient that they had took care of for years, or you know something. So, man, just having good nurses, good doctors, you know, but man, really the doctor, once he gets done doing his surgeries and stuff, it's the nurse, especially if you're in the hospital getting cared for. It's going to be the nurses that you see most of the time. And shout out to them, man. Most of them are pretty darn pretty. So, that sure helps. At least most of the ones that I've gotten to see. There's been a couple ugly ones, but I like ugly ones too. That's fine. I don't care. But there's been a couple dudes that was really good nurses too. The last time my wife was in the hospital, it was a young man that was her nurse, and he did a good job. Did a really good job. He was very just you could tell he was good at his job. Did a good job. Same way with my mom when she was in the hospital. That one nurse that was on duty was a young man, and he did an excellent job with her. Super glad to have him. You know, there's nothing makes you feel any more helpless than people being sick, especially when you're not a doctor or nurse yourself or whatever. But I super respect my nurses, CNAs, all of them, man, just because they're the ones that make all of that stuff keep ticking. Doctors are important too because they put their work in. They got a big responsibility, and I ain't taking nothing from them there. But when it comes to the aftercare and the things that the people you're going to see when you're in the hospital or being took care of, 90% of it's going to be a nurse, a CNA, an LPN, or someone in that field. That's going to be who you see. Yeah, man, I am super glad. Super glad. Went fantastic, man. from a patient standpoint, that's about the best. That's about the best outcome you could ask for, man. Is to feel like it went fantastic. That's good, man. Super good. Super good, man. It's always so weird when they start working with your spine and stuff, man, because, everybody freaks out over it, and it's worthy of freaking out over, man. I mean, there's so much important stuff going on, and the risk of being paralyzed and all this kind of stuff, man. It's always so super dangerous when they start doing that. Now they got that stuff worked out. Like you said, dude, in and out, man. I mean, like going to the daggone garage and getting a tune up and then uh rolling out, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But that's super cool, man. I'm so glad that Brother Clint, I am so glad for you, man. Now you can get on the men, be back shooting pool. I'm gonna come up and see you when you get healed up a little bit and it warms up just a little bit. We're gonna go shoot us a game of pool, tell some lies, might tell some truths. I don't know. It don't matter to me. We'll just tell something. We can make it a little bit of both. We can tell some stories and elaborate as we feel. I don't care. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings, no. But yeah, man. Yeah. Get warmed up a couple days. Yes, they're nice to stand up with needing a table. Yeah, without needing a table. Man, you know, another one of them times I can totally I can't obviously understand exactly what you've been through, man, but I do remember a time in my life when, I had to have help. I had to have, had to use something to stand up, had to use something to help me move across the floor, had to have somebody. Zach remembers helping me get up the steps there in the little old trailer we lived in. You know, that's it, man. It sucks, man. Like, dang. I know exactly what you mean, bro. Get back on your feet doing it on your own, not feeling weak, man. Because, I mean, no matter who you are, as a man especially, I can't speak from a woman's perspective. But from my perspective, it's like, I really don't want no help. And I don't want to feel weak and having to use a table in order to stand up in order to push off makes me feel weakened. It's like, man, I'm trying to stay strong now. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. If you got to use something to help you get up, then I say do it. Like you do what you got to do. But in my heart, it's like I'm trying to figure out how to not have to have nothing like that, how to not have to use nothing like that for as long as I possibly can. So I know exactly what you mean. Be able to get up out of the chair and not have to use a table to push off of or use the wall to lean against. Or I remember when my hip got so bad, man. We lived in an old single wide trailer and I was waiting to get my hip replaced, and I couldn't really get around that good. I couldn't get around good at all. And man, I remember I referred it as counting steps, man. And there was times, because that was before the pain pill days, and I hadn't started taking anything like that yet in my life. Ibuprofen, but not high powered pain pills yet. That was still to come. Crazy. But man, I remember that thing being like hurting to a point where it was like you didn't know if it was like in my mind I'm trying to figure out, like, does everybody else that needs a hip replace feel this way? Like, because I was like in my mind it hurt far worse than anything after surgery. The surgery hurt. Them cutting on bone and reaming it out and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of hurt after you woke up, but it started going away fast and then got better. But that hurt before, it's like nothing. it you couldn't make nothing made it better. You couldn't rub where it hurt. It was just a deep, one of them inside pains that you couldn't force your way like, well, walk it off. Or shit. It didn't move. It was locked up in there. There was no walking it off. I mean, it was just stuck, man. And, you know, you tried to keep going in some sort of way, but it definitely was a hindrance, man. I remember when I woke up from surgery, man, they had my legs strapped together, with that, or did they hadn't strapped my legs yet together, and I was waking up and they had that thing in between my legs, but they hadn't connected it to me yet. And I come to, and I just didn't realize, like, I was still under anesthesia a little bit. But anyway, man, like, I went for a long time and couldn't move this leg, and then all of a sudden it was like having like it was like it was so slick I almost hit myself in the mouth with my own knee. Like I couldn't believe it hurt. Like the skin hurt, and like it hurt because I just had surgery, but there for a long time it wouldn't move like that. My leg physically, I could not make it move up and down like that, like in that motion. Couldn't do it. Well, you come up out of surgery and you're half messed up anyway, and then all of a sudden you go to lift your leg up, and it's like it was so fast and so slick. It was like, man. But shout out to medical science, man. I wish I'd have been smart enough to stay off of the pain pills and all that kind of crap. But man, I ain't not one bit upset about getting my hip replaced. I would not have. I couldn't have made. I wouldn't be here. I don't think, if I couldn't have had that hip replaced and had it fixed. I don't think, like, I don't even know what would have. Like, I'd have been stuck. I don't even know what life would be like that. I'm so thankful to have it, and to know that for the most part, as long as I don't do nothing stupid and get hurt or anything, then I ain't never gonna have to mess. I won't have to do that one again. I might have to do the right one day, but as of right now, the pain that I feel in it and everything is nothing like what I felt on the other side. And I think having plenty of strength in my leg that's been fixed helps with the leg that might one day need to be fixed. But it's nothing like what the other one was. The other one wouldn't move like that. This one don't want to move side to side, and it's not to a point where, like, it hinders me. It makes my gait kind of stiffened, and I can't do nothing about it. But it doesn't cause me excruciating pain unless I do something really foolish. And sometimes something really foolish is like getting out and just slipping a little bit. Not necessarily falling, but just that quick jerk will get that thing, fired up and hurting sometimes. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's one of them topics, Clint, that I love medical science. There's some things I don't like about it, but man, things like this, we're so fortunate to be, in the position of being able to get the kind of help that we're able to get. I think it needs to be a little cheaper for people, but I don't think that it has everything to do with the doctor, I think there's a lot of other hands in the till that maybe we could figure out how to cut them out of it, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but that's another topic for another day. But as far as the blessing of being able to get something fixed when, something wears out, that's awesome, man. Especially in the back, in your spine, because that was one of those weird places for them to even think about doing something to you not too awful many years ago. it ain't been that many years that they've had, pretty good handle on taking care of that kind of stuff, man. Uh, all the robotic stuff to do the surgeries and different techniques they got. Come a long ways, man. Come a long ways. Way past we're way past X-rays anyway. Mm, I'm so glad, man. Stay optimistic, my brother. Stay optimistic and realistic. Optimistic and realistic. Um, it didn't happen immediate, so you got to give your body time to work back just from being stoved up a little bit for a little time. So you got to get built back up to regular, and then you're also dealing with, a trauma from a surgery that you have to deal with. So just be patient, be patient, and as long as as long as it ain't hurting no more is the main thing, and you feel like you're getting some movement, then you're winning, man. Let's see. Start PT next week, man. See, you'll be super in another couple weeks, man. Get stretched back out. Cause see, that's the thing. That was what got me, man. And that's why I say, like, it wasn't just hip replacement that had me that I had to get over once I had my hip replaced. It was also the fact that for years my body hadn't been able to move in certain ways, and I had compensated to do everything. And then the habits that you form, even though you don't need to walk that way anymore, or you don't need, for the longest time, I would, put my hands on my knees to start working my way down and then remind myself, like, oh, I don't even hurt like that anymore. I don't have to grab a hold of my knees like that when I hunker down. Little things, the way that I walked. Like I walked with a limp for so long that my it affected other things other than just made me weak in other places, just not being able to move properly, but also strong in other ways. You know what I mean? In certain ways. Because I'd learned to lift and tug and pull my weight on a construction job, even though my leg really didn't want me doing it. I had learned how to, carry what I needed to carry. I'd learned how to get what I needed to get done, which was okay in some ways, but it also sped the process up. But I'm kind of glad that it did, because I wouldn't have wanted to went years and years and years more before. So I guess what after getting I veer off, as you know, but uh my point is, sometimes something happening fast to you and coming on fast is, and then getting it fixed fast sometimes is better in some ways, because your body don't have time to start compensating so much for other for to try to make up for it. So you know but the optimism, man, I think going at things knowing that you know it takes a little time. Everything ain't going to be, I think a lot of people think that when they go get something like that done, like they're going to wake up and it'll never, like, you're never going to have trouble ever again. And maybe for some it is exactly that way. But you have to think of what a traumatic surgery that is, even though it doesn't take them that long. Man, they got to go in there and start moving around stuff that like on the inside. You know what I mean? Like that's you're gonna feel that for a little while. Oh, So you got that to kind of get over it. It takes a little bit of time just to get past that. And then also I think just allowing that time for the nerves in there to kind of, I don't know, like kind of get used to not having no issue or something, you know what I mean? Or getting your muscles built back up around it the way that it, needs to be. Because that's the best way to protect your joints is to make sure that you're good and strong. You don't, that doesn't mean you have to do, be squatting 500 pounds or nothing. It just means like have good, strong muscles around your joint and that help protect it. But yeah, man, get that physical therapy too, because there's more to it than what people give credit. And I ain't saying you can't just, go to work and I'll get all the physical therapy I need. That's true in some ways, but in other ways it's not. Because they're going to do purposeful movements that focus in on key muscle groups and tendons and mobility things that you may not do at work on your own. Even if you were a construction worker or whatever it is you might be doing, you might not would do the actual movements that you need in physical therapy to actually, get somewhere. So, you know, get her done, man. Do everything that you're supposed to. And I got this weird line right there in my camera, and there's this piece of cloth, like, or not cloth, but a piece of thread, like a 1/4 inch long, and it's behind. I thought I got up and I wiped it. And I sit back down and I could see this blur. You can see it right there. It's right there in the screen. I thought it was like my camera was on my phone one day, Clint. I thought it was like, man, a little bit of honey bun left over. But this is my streaming camera. There's no honey bun juice on it. So I reach up, I wipe my camera off. I sit back down. I can still see the smudge or still see the little line right there. I'm like, man, what in the world's going on? So I get up again. I go over and I get a little closer and I see this little line. I thought it was a crack. I thought it was like a crack in the lens. I was getting ready, like I felt my blood pressure kind of get. I felt that click. You know what I'm saying? Like, who come in here, broke in my house and broke my stuff. Anyway, it's not cracked. There's a piece of thread inside there. It's sealed. I wish I could show you. It is sealed all the way around. I have no idea how that it got in there. But now I got this line right there. So I'm going to attempt, like, it doesn't even look like it comes off. Like, I don't even know it's how that even got in there, but it's in there. And it's not moving off of it. It's like static electricity inside. Like, it's just stuck to it's stuck right there. Won't move. I've tried to kindly. It won't move. And it's not alive, so it's a piece of thread. It's a piece of thread. You can see the blur right there underneath my finger. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. But good vibes to all you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Happy late St. Patrick's Day. Like I say, man, me and mine wasn't sick. At least for myself, I wasn't sick. I just was a little under the weather, pretty clogged up and cruddy, but not sick. My wife, on the other hand, she's pretty cruddy and sick. Feeling pretty sick. So send out some good vibes and thoughts and prayers for her, and just thinking of you, brother Clint. I'm glad you got that over with. I'm glad that everything went good. I'm glad you feel good about it. Uh, yeah, yeah, be thinking of you, man. So, yeah, but yeah, let me know. Keep me posted on how everything's going. Shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like I say, bro, I'm not really sick. I just had a little bit of like, I felt cruddy a little bit, but not sick. But my wife, she got a little bit more than what I did. That's why I kind of feel like she probably got something from out there at the VA. You know, somebody sick or something, and then kind of brought it in. But she got the more crap into the stick than what I did. So, you know, but I appreciate it, man. I'm doing better now. I feel better today. You know, no excuses. I should have still yet put some things out over the week, but I swear that weather and then just not feeling 100% on it. I was like, man, heck with all of it. I feel like it, man. Uh, Texted about 10 people when I got out of the hospital. Man, thank you so much. Dude, I just, when it comes to that kind of thing, man, I have a super soft spot in my heart, just knowing how important those little mobility issues, or I say little, they're not little, but you take one piece of mobility out of a man's spine that affects him physically, man, it'll wear that person down. They will physically change over time. You can take that was a big old boy uh back years ago, and then I'm gonna get off here. I get veered off. But big old boy worked out here at the station there at the BP. I used to work down there in the evening times, pumping gas. Old Tommy. Big son bitch. Big cornbread fed. Stout as a mule. Stout. And he was a good mechanic hand. Like he wasn't necessarily what you call a mechanic, but he worked right under the he was a good dude. Good mechanical hand at that particular point. Young, strong, stout, ignorant. Well, I remember down there, man, I hadn't had my hip replaced yet. I was hobbling around and everything. Hadn't got down completely yet. And I told him, I said, man, you're gonna hurt. He picked up this old transmission up out of the street or out of the parking lot there and set it in the back of a truck. Now there wasn't no need for him to do that. Like there was plenty of help that and I'm not saying that like, okay, you're strong. I'm not saying you're not strong enough to do it. But what I am saying is when you do hurt yourself, it's gonna be a good one. Well, surely enough, it wasn't too awful many years down the road. He wasn't an old man yet. Him and me was about the same age. Might have been a few years older than I was. But down in his back. And down like he wasn't like faking down, like he wasn't faking hurting down in his back. Like he truly had marred his back up. And I mean, you know, well, boy's still alive. I mean, he still great dude. I ain't got no, you know, I still think a lot of him. But that old doing stuff like that, man, you take a little bit of that away. Doesn't take long physically. Just see it. It affects you, man. So I'm super glad you're able to get that fixed, brother Clint. Shout out to you, sister Patty. Shout out to you, What the Quack. Shout out to you, all my 3 members, but they're the best members in the whole wide world. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate all of you. Brother Josh, thank you, man, for stopping in. I appreciate it. I hope you and your family's doing good. Man, every time I think of you got of Josh and his wife, I think of their little daughter that has like a peanut allergy, man. It's a peanut allergy, and dude, it's like it's bad, like dangerously bad. So like I think about, I mean, it's like, man, what a stressful way. Like me and my wife have been so blessed with our young and not having to worry about those types of things. So you know, it's funny the things you think of, but I commending him, very commendable. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Everybody else that stopped in, appreciate you guys. Clint, take it easy, man. Take your time. Let it be what it's gonna be. Don't get in a hurry, man. Gotta mellow out, man. Mellow out. Let's see. Let me change out my outro video. Let's see here, man. All right, let's do we'll do Head Over Heels, guys. This little song I wrote, little video I done. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to everybody once again. Good vibes. Appreciate all y'all being here. One of these days, I'm going to share this baseball card collection with everybody. We'll sit and look at them. I don't know if he was in here when I told about that, Clint, but I found whole stacks. 2 whole notebooks like this of baseball cards. We've went through them and looked at them and stuff and everything. It was about a year and a half ago or something like that out at the dumpster, but they were sitting beside the dumpster, so I picked them up. All kinds of them. And my wife got me this one. Got me my Hank Williams Senior thing. She just brought it home to me this evening. I'm gonna put it back here on the wall somewhere. This little art stuff. This pretty cool. But anyway, all right, I'm out of here, man. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all being here, creating change. My name is Guy. Always good vibes to all of my beautiful people. Appreciate y'all. I've been around, I've seen some things, I've moved so fast, you'd better not blink. I've lived and loved, I've loved and lost. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. It's all the little things that you do. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. I rush right home when my work day's done, so I can see you and my son. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. It's all the little things that you do. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. Head over heels in love